and a true parliamentarian. In my view, he is one of the most decent people ever to set foot in this place. He has never lost that pastoral concern for his colleagues, and he is known for randomly calling people to do a mental health check-in. The member for Casey has set a very high standard as Speaker of the House. He is a tough act to follow, but I believe the member for Fisher will serve this House with dignity, with good humour and with distinction in accordance with the traditions fostered by the member for Casey. So it is with great pleasure that I nominate Andrew Wallace, the member for Fisher, to be the 31st Speaker of the House.
Is the motion seconded? The member for Moncrief.
Well, it's a great honour to second the nomination of the member for Fisher for Speaker of this House, Madam Clerk. I remember more than one instance since meeting the honourable member in 2017 when he lent an ear to me as LNP Women's State President, having been elected himself for only 2 years. He supported, he guided, he reasoned, he patiently offered no advice, just counsel and friendship. The honourable member listened, and as we heard yesterday from many members in this place, that is the most revered attribute for a Speaker. Since joining the honourable member for Fisher in this place in 2019, our friendship and respect for one another has grown. And I've had the privilege of working with the member on the Corporations and Financial Services Committee that he has ably chaired, with confidence, with grace, fairness and firmness, respect and dignity, and no shenanigans allowed. My fellow Queenslander is a good man, and there is no better member in this House to take the Speaker's chair. He is well respected across the chamber and eminently qualified and experienced as chair of 3 House committees, a member of the Speaker's panel, and 2 years and a former barrister. The member for Fisher has produced a flurry of substantial reports over the past 2 years into homelessness, age verification, Pacific Defence cooperation, credit cards and gambling, domestic and family violence, litigation funding and more. He is calm, he is measured, respectful and intelligent. He's a stickler for solid building engineering, is never seen without a highlighter pen around this place, and sadly he does love his bike lycra outfit. In his own region, he has led public campaigns against his local council to stop a lucrative casino development and an inappropriate light rail project because he believes both were wrong for the good people of the Sunshine Coast. He has proven himself as a passionate local member in his community. The honourable member simply loves this place and this parliament. He reveres its tradition and revels in the standing orders. He has the fearless wherewithal required to keep us all in check to be the best that we can be. There is no doubt that the member for Fisher will preserve the integrity and the dignity of the House of Representatives for the remainder of the 46th Parliament and hopefully with the support of the Australian people and, God willing, as the Speaker into the 47th Parliament. Some would say that the member and I are unlikely friends, but we always seem to find a place where we can agree to disagree in the most of democratic ways. That is why we are mates. He has all the right attributes for Speaker of the House, and simply put, I'm sure you'll all agree that he's simply a great bloke who will do the right thing by Australians and every parliamentarian in this place. I commend this nomination to the House.
Yeah. Does the member accept the nomination?
I do accept.
Is there any further proposal? The member for Lawler.
I move that the member for McEwen do take the chair of this House as Speaker. And I firmly believe that there is no more experienced member of this House to take the chair than my friend, the member for McEwen. We've heard much about the next chair of this House to follow the member for Casey. Well, I think that my colleagues would agree that the member for McEwen will be the best person to follow the member for Casey. Not only is he a fine local member of a peri-urban regional growth area seat, which gives him a breadth of experience of the Australian life, the member for McEwen has also served in this parliament in various roles. He's been a whip, and we know that that's the most important job in the House. He's been a member of the Speaker panels since 2012. He's also been the second Deputy Speaker for the entire term of this government. No one has been closer to observe the member for Casey than the member for McEwen over the 8 years of this government. He is clearly the most experienced member for this House to take on the role. Having joined the Parliament in 2013, I witnessed personally the number of times that the member for McEwen has sat with individuals in this chamber to talk to them about procedure, to explain the practice, to give advice about what's parliamentary and what's not parliamentary. He is a great source of advice to parliamentarians. I only have one hesitation, and that is that it would put another Carlton supporter in that chair. But I'm sure the member for...
You're just listening live there to some shenanigans on the floor of the House of Representatives as the Parliament looks to nominate a new Speaker. You heard there the government nominating Andrew Wallace, the Liberal member for Fisher in Queensland. Plenty of kind words said about him by his colleagues. You know that he defeated Kevin Andrews to win the backing of the Liberal Party room earlier today. Just then, though, Labor essentially running a rogue candidate in a bid to try and use the opposition's numbers, combined perhaps with independent MPs to try to defeat the government's nomination. We wouldn't expect that would be happening. So we'll take that out now, but we'll keep a close eye on that with the ballot in the House of Representatives